because we were doing the concepts of print and the predictors of emergent literacy, I also included a board book because I keep waiting to do this, and it's like, okay, you just gotta dive in. So I brought one of my children's favorite ones, these Rafi board books, and this, as a board book, typically that's something you would maybe give an older infant, maybe waddler, toddler, because they can't rip the pages. And these Rafi board books are really good with phonemic awareness because this is really a song, but there's a lot of rhyming. And I was sharing with people in class how when I was teaching, we used to use some of these songs to make up rhymes for, so the kids would like have to listen for something that rhymed with their name, so they'd know when to go wash their hands or something as a transition. But this book is, my kids love these. So this is down by the bay where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a goose kissing a moose down by the bay? And now, sometimes too, when these illustrations are very, really go with the words, you can have them start predicting, right? So, down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail down by the bay? And then also when it's those songs and there's like repeated refrains, kids start to feel like they're reading the book because they know what's coming next. So it can be pretty empowering. So down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a fly wearing a tie down by the bay? Did you ever see an Anna wearing a bandana? Yeah, I made that up. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. My Esme doesn't like my singing. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see llamas eating their pajamas down by the bay? Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see an apple wearing a bapple? Did you ever see an orange eating a blouse? Those don't rhyme. Did you ever have a time when you couldn't make a rhyme? Down by the bay. Okay. And it does have, this is very simple refrain. I don't know. I could play that on the piano, but it's probably better for something else. All right. So that's kind of the thing with that. If I was in, so moose, goose, when you have those words that are rhyming and you have a slightly older child that is maybe more aware of alphabetic knowledge, but you could also count, okay, moose and goose, just the first sound is different. So that's your phonemic awareness. If I was in pre-K kindergarten, I might actually write the last words where they're rhyming down. Some of them are better, like moose and goose is good. But then, let's see, what's the next one? Moose, goose, whale, tail. The hard thing with the whale is got the silent H. So sometimes it gets a little more, it's not a visual thing. Fly and tie. But sometimes, too, it's good for them to see it. Bear combing his hair. Like, you can see that the bear and hair is going to rhyme, but it's still got different, like, letters in it. And that's really, as children are getting a little bit further along in their alphabetic awareness and their phonemic, like, sounding things out. But I used a lot of rhymes, sometimes at transition times, and doing rhyming, even without the visual representation, is good for kids. So we often did the other ones on the back. Baby Beluga was one of my daughter's favorite. Wheels on the Bus. Five Little Ducks. Baby Beluga, I think that has the rhymes. But when there's counting and stuff too, then you can do like mathematizing and things. And we'll learn more about that as we go along.